All right, don't fuck this up.
Okay, buddy.
It's pretty good whiskey. All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Shit Happens When You Party Naked. I want to say thank you guys for listening. I got some good responses last week from folks telling me that they listened to the first episode, and so I really appreciate it. Really appreciate everybody checking out the podcast and giving me thumbs up, and if it sucks, not telling me. I am joined this afternoon by my wife, Christina, a.k.a. Chrissy, a.k.a. Pissy Chrissy, a.k.a. Sugar Tits, a.k.a. Tit Weight, a.k.a. Tit Sweat.
Favorite.
Tit Sweat.
I don't feel like Tit Sweat is a AKA though. I feel like that was just like an event that was happening.
I kind of feel like after last episode, that might
be my new nickname.
Your perception of things might be a little skewed, but because after the last episode, I think she's collected several nicknames. I think one of the big ones.
Start a whiteboard.
We should collect them all.
Yeah.
I'm still a fan of Pissy Chrissy.
Yeah, you've been experiencing that a lot lately.
Yeah, a little bit today, a little bit last night. Yeah, well, I'll blame me for that one a little bit too, but
I would agree.
Oh, okay. Last night we went to see Black Panther. What did you think about Black Panther?
I thought it was good. I thought that, I'd give it like a B.
A B?
Honestly.
Okay, I thought you liked it more than that. I thought it was good as well. It was no Iron Man like the first Iron Man. The first Avengers really stand out, but I liked it because I thought Black Panther was a pretty cool character in Civil War, but he didn't really get a lot of backstory in that movie. They didn't really flesh him out. So I thought it was nice that they created this whole film to flesh this character out, which was good. I dug all the visuals. I thought were pretty badass.
So here's my opinion.
Yeah, tell me.
So I was like, I look at the movie as a standalone.
Yeah.
So I'm not thinking about the other movies.
Which I think for Black Panther, I don't want to, no spoilers, so nobody has to fast forward through this part. We're not going to spoil any parts of the film if you haven't seen it yet. But I do think one of the nice aspects of Black Panther is that they didn't spend a lot of time trying to tie it into the other Marvel movies. Like, it didn't feel like this film was just a bunch of setup for the next Avengers, which sometimes the Marvel films kind of feel like a lot of setup, or they're trying to shoehorn characters in, let's have an excuse to get Ant-Man in this bitch. And I kind of feel like with Black Panther, it wasn't the case. There was just a nice, you could enjoy that film all by itself, and you never have to see any other Marvel film.
Can I tell my opinion now? Because that was supposed to be my time to tell you my opinion, but you kind of jumped in.
Do you see the name on top of this podcast? Do you see the name right above the show?
Team Almy.
Oh, it is Team Almy. Fuck.
It is. Okay, so back to me. So I was going to say that now I fucking forgot.
Well, it'll come back to you.
I was going to say that. So as a standalone, I thought it was interesting. I thought that even though it's obviously a far-fetched movie.
Yeah, the guy had a suit that deflected bullets.
Yeah. And I think all of those have a level of fantasy. Mm-hmm. However, I think sometimes the movies do a better job of making it more believable, and you can get into the story more, and I just wasn't able to get there. It's almost like they tried to do too much in too little of time, and it just was it was too fantasy, and it just wasn't as believable, and therefore I wasn't as connected to it, and I wasn't as emotionally responsive to the movie as I could have been. You know what I mean? I
can completely appreciate that, and
Did you agree? Did you feel that too?
I felt a little bit something similar, because I do kind of feel like I felt like the Black Panther character, and I think maybe a lot of Marvel characters suffer from this, being a little overpowered. He's got this suit that kind of comes out of nowhere. They don't really explain how
they don't explain.
He's not wearing the suit. He's wearing street clothes, and then suddenly the Black Panther suit is all over him. It comes out of nowhere. Is it coming out of his ass? Where's it coming from? Does he keep it in his armpits?
That'd be
and it comes out.
There was a tube that shot it out and then just kind of covered.
At least Superman, he had it under his clothes. They explained the logistics. He would remove his shirt and tie, and there's the Superman thing under the clothes.
It makes it more believable if you understand those
and even,
logistics of it.
Most of the Iron Man films, like he had to get into the suit, right? I mean, even though it was a little far-fetched, like he would hit the little button and the suit would come.
But that's understandable that it's far-fetched.
He had to get into the... Yeah. Would you say that Black Panther was more far-fetched or less far-fetched than the Marvel movie with the blue alien who kills people by whistling and the talking raccoon? Would you say it was more far-fetched or less far-fetched than that?
So that's a great question.
And the guy who was a planet. We should also remember that he was in that movie too.
Yeah. But I think the difference with that is how the idea was developed and how they directed it, because the whole thing, is far-fetched. All of those movies.
Well, they're in space. They're flying around space.
Yeah, and so it's not like that's what is needed to be overcome. However, if they don't do it well, you just can't get that connection. And I thought that's how Black Panther was, you know?
You didn't quite feel that connection.
I didn't know. And so, I wouldn't have given a shit if anybody died. I got a little sad when Black Panther... but he didn't die, people. He didn't die. Well,
maybe you shouldn't tell him that.
Fuck that at this point.
Well, they know he's going to be in the next Avengers movie,
true.
so we all know he lives. He's going to be in Avengers 3.
I was a little sad when I thought he was getting hurt, but then...
He seemed like he really... I mean, the only
times... They just overdid the movie, I think.
Yeah, the only times that he was really vulnerable was when he drank that juice to, take the Black Panther powers away. Like, on top of the fact that he's got the wicked fancy suit that does all the crazy shit that comes out of nowhere... He also, apparently he drinks this shit that, turns him into, makes him... It's almost like an analogy for, steroids almost. It's like, we don't want to show a hero juicing.
Steroids that y'all wish were available.
Oh, yeah, you wish you only had to drink the shit one time. Right? Yeah, but you don't... I mean, it is... But it's kind of like it augmented whatever his physical abilities were. He would drink that purple shit, and it would, glow a little bit. And, on top of the fact that he's got the magic suit. So the only time I really felt he was vulnerable is when he drank the other shit to counteract the other the shit.
Took it out.
Yeah. And then he was kind of vulnerable because he's kind of like, okay, I'm back to just being like a normal athletic dude with no suit. But I mean, when he drank the juice and then had the Black Panther suit on, it was like nothing could touch him.
It almost seemed like it was an animated movie. That's how it just... It just didn't feel, I mean, I feel like they missed the mark a little bit, which I was so bummed.
Yeah, because you were quite excited about the film.
I was. I mean, I wasn't really bummed, but I was a little bummed.
I still thought it was a great movie.
I thought it was entertaining. Yeah. I just think they could have had...
Good soundtrack.
It was. They could have made, a couple movies to get all that shit in versus, bam, let's just knock it out in one movie.
That's kind of how I felt about Captain America: Civil Wars. They really just threw a lot in.
Yeah.
And really crammed a lot in.
It's only so much Marvel shit I can take at once.
Yeah, it was just too much Marvel in the ass.
Yeah, way too much in the ass.
Way too much Marvel.
Yeah. So let's talk about Sprint.
What about Sprint?
Let's talk about how much they fucking suck.
I mean, I kind of feel like that is a topic that we could go on and on about. I mean, I feel like, at least for me, I
feel like you've had some recent experiences lately that you got to practice some colorful language. Oh. You got to practice some just being creative, being instant. Not instantaneous. Being what's
improvisational.
Yeah. And you were put in some pretty stressful situations where you really had to. Try but fail to compose yourself.
I like to try but fail.
You did fail. I feel like and especially failed. There was one time in front of your parents.
Yeah,
where
Mom
it
and
was
Dad
a pretty
got
significant
to hear me
fail. Yeah, I think your mom went to church afterwards.
Tried to drag me to church afterwards.
No, she needed to
Yeah, I know.
She was so scarred.
But she also needed to ask Jesus to look out for me because she's like, oh my God, this is my boy.
Get forgiveness.
So I mean, why would people don't want to hear us talk about Sprint? They don't want to hear what I have to say about Sprint.
Well, why don't you tell a little bit about your frustrations? Why were you so agitated?
Frustrated? I don't know what you're talking about.
Give us a quick...
Agitated. I don't believe I've ever been agitated in my life.
Really?
No.
That's an interesting statement.
Furthermore, I kind of feel like I know what you're trying to do here. I mean, I feel like
I just feel like people listening have a right to know the real Jason. I don't know if they ever really get to know
Well,
the
I
side
feel
of
like
Jason.
maybe people. I'm sure they don't. I feel like maybe people should know what kind of business Sprint does. But I'm very calm right now. I mean, I just had a little bit of edible granola with a little, had a little marijuana in the granola. Mom, sorry, don't listen.
I know my parents do.
Well, hopefully your folks won't listen to this. Let's not talk about sex just in case the folks do listen to this. But
funny.
I'm feeling very relaxed. I had a whiskey. I had a little bit of THC granola. Maybe I should say THC granola. Maybe your mom won't.
Then they won't know.
She won't know exactly what I'm talking about. But so I'm feeling very chill. I don't know, like dredging up the past. Drugging up. Well, that too. But dredging up the past. What went down with Sprint it's behind us. I mean, I've moved on. I've let go. Because I'm a good Buddhist. I've meditated. I've let it go. So I'm feeling very calm right now. I don't feel like, I don't.
Well, why don't you just give a brief summary, high level, if you will.
High level. Well,
of what.
I mean, look,
happened.
I'm going to try.
It's a good story.
It is a good story. I'll try to, try to maintain my composure here while I talk about.
None of us are involved with Sprint, so.
Well, I mean,
I can't misdirect your. Undoubtable.
I don't think I have any. I don't think I have any friends that work for Sprint, so I'm not going to offend anybody. But it was just I gave an old iPhone to Josh, our nephew Josh, and it was locked to the Sprint network, so it had a carrier lock on it still, and so I had to get it unlocked so that he could use it with Smart Talk. So you could put a Smart Talk. Well, yeah, I mean, I just summed it up in one sentence, right? I just summed it up in one sentence.
Did.
And I mean, I'm sure this is not the first time that anyone has ever
Maybe
needed
it was. Maybe that's the whole bitch of the situation, is that this has never been asked to be done before.
I looked on the internet, and I'm pretty sure other people have had to get their phone unlocked from one carrier to take it over to another carrier.
Last section,
but it's your phone.
We looked at the internet too, and we found it was for the new Olympic favorite
curling.
Game. Curling.
Yeah.
Curling. So we found it on the internet, so it was true. So in other words, you saw that on the internet, so it must be true.
Yeah. I mean, the internet is filled with truth.
Yeah,
and porn.
Never lies. And porn.
And porn.
We can talk about that later.
Okay. Sounds like fun. So, yes, I mean, so Sprint. How many times did I call Sprint?
I think 5 times.
You're right. I called them 5 times. 5 fucking times. 5 fucking times I had to call them. On top of that, I had to email them as well. I had to get on their Sprint forums. I got banned from the Sprint forums.
Why did you get banned?
I was using some language that was not considered nice.
Profanity?
There was a little profanity. I said fuck, and they bleeped it out, so I posted a reply, and I spelled out the word fuck with a space in between each capital F, space, capital U, space, capital C, space, capital K, space, and it didn't edit out, and I got banned for that.
And then you did what? And then you created a second profile.
Yeah, I told him.
And your name was what?
I love Sprint. LUV. I love Sprint. So, that's funny because it's ironic because I don't love Sprint. I hate Sprint. Actually, fuck Sprint in the fucking eye.
Yeah.
I'd like to fuck him in the eye with a Phillips head screwdriver. Actually.
Yeah.
Fuck Sprint.
Fuck Sprint. That should be our motto. That should be on the website. Fuck Sprint.
I'm gonna get fuck Sprint tattooed across my chest, real big,
I will too.
Like shoulder to shoulder. Yeah, that'd look good.
We should make T-shirts.
Yep. Yeah, we definitely should make some fuck Sprint T-shirts. Fucking Sprint.
But we're still with Sprint.
But we are still with Sprint. You know what? I'm still.
It wasn't enough to get rid of us.
I'm still biting that yellow fucking pillow. That fucking yellow pillow. Biting that fucking motherfucking Sprint. I tell you what, I fucking called those cocksuckers. I fucking called them over and over again. I called them 5 times. I bought that fucking phone. I fucking paid for that phone.
And they kept trying to unlock your current phone.
Yeah, the one that's on lease.
And they kept telling us that they were unable to unlock it. Well, no shit, because we still are using the phone.
Well, they said they can't unlock a phone that's still on a lease. And I said, well, it's not the iPhone X.
Stupid.
It's the old phone that I bought that I gave to my nephew. I mean, it's only natural. I even gave him the IMEI number. This is a number that's like specific to
like,
the
isn't
phone.
it like 10 numbers?
Yeah, and I
you
memorized the shit.
it
I
'cause you said it
memorized
so many times.
Yeah, because that's how fucking Sprint. God damn it. I was feeling so calm a minute ago, but God, oh my God, fucking Sprint.
God damn it.
I called him on December the 22nd. I called him on December the 28th. I called him again sometime in January. I called him sometime again in January. I call these motherfuckers every 5 fucking days.
And when did it get unlocked? Like,
I don't know,
recently?
like 3 days ago. Like fucking 3 days ago. I was
took
working
2
on this shit.
months.
I gave him this shit in the middle of December. I fucking, oh my God, fucking Sprint. I fucking talked to the dumbest fucking human beings.
Do we need to
on
have
the
a
entire fucking
moment?
planet.
Like, if we need to have a moment at some point where we kind of bring it back down, just say the words. We'll do some deep breathing.
Yeah, because I feel like you were trying to get me riled up, and I feel like I was resistant. I had done so much shit. I exercised. I drank whiskey. I ate some weed. Everything was just so relaxed, and now I'm just fucking. I'm ready to fuck Sprint up. I'm ready to fuck somebody up with Sprint selling me a goddamn phone they won't unlock. Fuck that. What the fuck, man? I look like an asshole.
Seriously.
I give my nephew a fucking phone that he can't fucking use. What the fuck? He can't find. What is he doing with this thing? I mean, he can look. I'm sure he's still connected to the Wi-Fi and downloaded porn.
That's exactly what I just thought.
I'm sure. Look, he's 15. Who's to blame
He's
him,
the
right?
judge.
Yeah, I'm not judging. Come on. If I had a fucking magic piece of metal and plastic when I was 15 that would display fucking porn at a moment's notice with a thumb tap, I would kill for that shit at 15. At 15, we had to like stay up late and look at a boobie on Cinemax. Like that's how you got your fucking tits. Like you had to try to stay up late and oh shit, I think they're going to say grandma's going to say okay, let's turn on the fucking Skinny Max. There was no internet when I was 15. I mean, there was a little bit of internet, but there was no PornHub. Certainly,
internet when you were 15.
No, I'm that old. I mean, there was internet. I mean, the internet's
remember.
been around for a while, but I really feel like internet porn specifically is like circa 2000, 99, 2000 and on.
Do you know
it's just
the
gotten
month?
better. I mean, I have it marked on
Day
one of
and
my
hour?
yeah. I mean, I have a planner where I have it written down. I didn't memorize it, but I have a planner where I have it written down like when PornHub launched. But we celebrate it every year. Actually, I'm surprised that you don't remember yourself. We put up the porn tree. It's like a Christmas tree, but with dildos.
Is that what that was? I guess
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Thought we were just displaying all of our dildos.
Yeah, it's like and you have like pretty little cock rings, and you put a dildo on top of the tree like a
Use
star.
anal beads for some-
Yes, the anal beads go around the tree
it
as
like
garland.
garland,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah. Wash them first.
Wash them.
Wash them first. Disinfect that
Spray
shit.
the tree with some Lysol.
Yeah, you got to throw that. Honestly, you got to throw that tree away at the end of that.
Only one use.
At the end of the holiday, commemorating the launch of the PornHub website. But I mean, when I was 15, I would have killed for that. So I'm sure he looked at he got some use
so
out of the
awkward
phone.
to think of that.
I honestly do not want to think about him fapping to. Honestly, we've probably talked about it a little bit too much.
Yeah,
I'm
I think so.
I'm gonna puke on the computer.
Yeah. Cheers to that.
Yeah, I'll drink to that. And fucking Sprint these fucking motherfuckers. I can't even fucking I can't even fucking fathom these motherfuckers. I'm trying to work myself back down because I'm getting pretty fired the fuck up.
Well, your language is making me think of a kind of a fun topic in that if we look at the word fuck, I feel like it's such a universal word.
Yeah, it's a good word.
You know, like it can be used as a verb,
Yeah.
as a adjective.
Fucking, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that fucking asshole at Sprint told me that goddamn phone was going to be fucking unlocked by now. The fucking phone is still locked. Yeah.
So it adds emphasis.
The fucking phone, the fucking guy. Yeah. So it's a really pretty wonderful word.
Yeah. So we fucked on. We
Fuck
fucked
Sprint
yesterday.
or Sprint fucked me.
Sprint
fucked
fucked
me.
you.
Sprint
Yep.
fucked me like 5 fucking times. Sprint fucked me, and I paid
You
for the
just said
fucking
fucked
phone.
like 3 times in one sentence, and
Yeah.
it seemed logical. Like it was a good sentence.
Yeah. Some might even say that fuck made it better.
I would say it made it better.
Yeah.
Fucking normally makes it better.
Yeah, indeed. Indeed. This podcast's about to get X-rated.
I know. Okay. That was just a fleeting thought.
But it is a good thought. But I'm trying to put this whole Sprint business behind me, and I'm trying to
let it go.
Move on.
We can talk about another fun topic is people at work who suck at life.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's relatable for most folks. I feel like a lot of people can relate to working with human beings that you wonder, like, how this person functions. Are they able to wipe their own ass? Even do they clean their butthole because they seem so incapable
with
of
my picture
anything?
They clean their butthole with a picture. My picture.
A picture of your face.
Ha, Christina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're like, Chrissy's a bitch, so I'm gonna
gonna
print a photo of her.
Wipe my
I can't
ass.
imagine wiping your ass with a photograph. It'd be comfortable though.
It
You know
wouldn't
what I
be
mean?
very
It's not-
comfortable.
Yeah.
But holy shit. Talking about frustration. I mean, I
kinda
just
feel
don't
like-
understand how people can be so incompetent sometimes and still have a job. That just makes absolutely no sense.
Like janitors.
They should be janitors.
Yeah. I mean, look, there's a lot of fast food joints that are open and operating because idiots. And
I mean, it's definitely like a bell curve, or you know, like everybody needs to have a home. Everybody fits somewhere on the curve of highly functioning, lower functioning, and I mean, do you think it's more the blame of the employer or the employee? When I have my opinion, but when there's somebody who's in if they're clearly used a statement of it where they're like in a position that is
they call that
is above their ability.
It's like I forget. There's a principle.
Yeah.
You can look it up. There's a principle on the internet.
You can look it up on the internet.
You can look it up on the internet. You can read about that on the internet.
Do you want me to make you another drink?
Sure,
I need
yeah.
a refreshment too.
Yeah, why don't you refresh us? But it's like you rise to the level of your incompetence. Like you're
then-
good at a job.
Yeah.
So then they promote you because you've performed very
Yeah.
well. So they
At
continue.
your current job.
Yes. So you're very good at your current job, but if you really consider logically, does that mean that you'll do another job well? You can't quite hear that.
See
Yeah.
what I'm
there you
pouring a Fireball.
Oh, your favorite.
My
Your favorite.
favorite.
I'll just a little bit for me because I'll switch to beer so that you can enjoy the Fireball. I don't want to wipe out the
true.
Fireball for you
True,
because
Ken.
then, look, it's going to be like 9:30 p.m. and there's going to be no Fireball left and you're going to be
gonna be
beating the
pissy
shit out of
Chrissy.
me. Yeah, pissy Chrissy and beating the shit out of me. And, you know,
That's how I roll.
we're going to have to call an Uber so that we can go get more liquor. That's going to be pretty fucked up. But I'll do it. I don't give a fuck. But they promote someone. So
Yeah.
you're working a job and you're very good. You perform well. So the idea is like, hey, let's promote this person to like the next level. So the idea is that just because you can do a certain job well doesn't mean that you can do another job well. And that's essentially what happens when you get promoted. You have to do another job.
Yeah.
You get promoted to that next level.
Yeah.
So people tend to rise to the level to their level of incompetence.
Yeah.
So you continue to get promoted until you're promoted to a job that you suck at, basically, and that's where you stay. So it's
Or until you leave. Or,
yeah. There's this strange buoyancy that pulls people upward until you hit this job that you're like, holy fuck, I suck.
Yeah.
So that is why when you're dealing with someone at Sprint and they're completely fucking incompetent, you're like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like that lady I talked to. I mean, she sounded like she was sweet enough, but she sounded like a fucking 3-pack a day smoker. I mean, she's like, what's up, sweetie? Why you calling Sprint?
And she sounded and she was so happy that she gave us $7 off
no, I about
our
did a
freaking
fucking
monthly
backflip.
bill. And then we just get our monthly
$7
bill
off.
and it was like $70 more.
Yeah. I don't know how she worked that shit out.
We need to call
It's going to
them.
be $7
Oh my
less,
God, wouldn't that
sweetie.
be
It's gonna
funny
be
if we
$7.
called them on the...
Oh, geez. I actually thought about doing that. Like, call them. Be like,
Because we need to call them because that's a bullshit bill.
that is a bullshit bill. I don't know. I could,
It's like $270, they're on crack.
yeah. Yeah, that's fucked.
Such bullshit.
I don't understand that. I don't understand cell phone bills. I mean, the things are,
I don't either.
they're intentionally made to be
Go back to what is that? when
incomprehensible.
You just like tap. What's that old school?
Morse code?
Morse code. We should just go back to Morse code.
Yeah.
At least it was free. But so back to the incompetent people. So I feel like it's the employer's fault. Like when you're filling
like the employer should weed these people out.
Yeah,
and just say, look, you kind of suck. I'm sorry, but if you want to clean the toilets, cool, but you don't get to be
they shouldn't
head honcho because you're
maintain a
dumb.
crew of people who clearly suck at their job. Like, how many chances do you need to give somebody before it's like, okay, this clearly isn't working out? And if it's putting additional stress on the rest of the team to carry somebody else's weight, that's bullshit, and you're just going to piss off everybody. You know, so I think it's the employer. They're hiring the wrong people, or they hire the wrong people. Okay, you don't realize it when you hire them, but then once you learn, well, don't be blind-eyed to this new knowledge. Like, deal with it and get rid of them, or put them on performance review, or do something so that they're not like taking down the whole damn team.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. I think it's always the fault of the employer because they're doing a shitty job hiring people, or they're doing a shitty job training people and developing the staff.
And they're pussy to fire.
Yeah, if you've got shitty employees,
pisses me off.
The employer can only blame themselves. If you've got shitty employees under you, it's your fault for not firing the fucker or for having a shitty person who's doing the hiring. You're hiring dipshits. It's not. There's no way that you can possibly. Don't blame the idiot who's just accepting the money. I mean, they're there for a paycheck. So how are you to blame them? They're just.
And they're obviously not going to make any friends because we all can't stand them because they suck at their job. So you feel kind of bad for them.
Yeah, but then you do feel kind of bad for them. So you get a little sympathy, like, oh, fucking come on. It's not your fault. You're dumb.
I don't feel that way.
Yeah,
you might.
I know.
I don't feel bad when people are dumb. They just irritate me.
No, they irritate me too. But then I feel bad for being irritated because I'm like,
that's your softy.
Look at him.
That's your vaginitis popping out.
Yeah, vaginitis. Yeah. I mean, it's like no, it's
your vaginitis.
He's standing on the backside of a boat pissing himself. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, he doesn't even get down into the water to pee in the water. I mean, he's like, you know, you feel kind of bad a little bit. I wouldn't feel bad.
I would just be like, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
this feels like a recent experience for you. It feels like this feels very raw and emotional.
Oh, that's so true. So true. There's so many difficulties with work and people who suck at their job.
Yeah, I feel like that is a common theme.
It's probably a very common theme.
Yeah, I feel like everybody's going to be able to relate to this little portion.
Yeah, and then the people who don't suck at their job, they end up suffering the most because they have to pick up the weight.
Yeah,
and I think bullshit. I think I already said that, but that's just such bullshit.
That's
very raw.
Yeah, there's a bit of a
post working 8 hours on
you
a
almost
Saturday
get punished
because I'm
for
cleaning up everybody else's shit.
You almost get punished for being good at what you do because you wind up kind of covering for other people, picking up their slack. So
catching their shit that they drop.
When someone sucks, but they don't get fired, you wind up having to pick up the slack, and it's like, wait a second, this fucker's getting paid almost as much as I am, and I'm doing fucking all the work. This asshole over here is fucking
editing PowerPoints.
I mean, I was going to say, like, decorating the PornHub Christmas tree, the dildo tree.
Should probably fuck that up.
Can you imagine just, like, someone's decorating a tree with anal beads as garland, and they're just, like, reaching back and, just unspooling that thing from their own asshole and just kind of walking around the tree in a circle and just
such a visual.
Yeah, and just unspooling those anal beads.
Do you have a person in mind that you're envisioning that's doing that?
I'm not. I'm trying. In fact,
a person came to my mind, which is funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose if you were wearing a skirt, it might make that thing easier.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I mean, like it would make retrieving the anal beads and placing them on a tree a little bit easier. So, I like that idea, though. I mean, I think anybody who's into porn, we probably should figure out when PornHub was established, like when the site was launched, and then we should like invent some kind of holiday themed around, like we're grateful for PornHub.
Should have so it'll have a holiday.
Yeah, it should have its own holiday. Yeah,
and maybe like you said,
I love the anal bead garland. The anal bead garland idea is
I
fantastic.
have a bracelet several that I used to get made fun of a little bit or teased because they looked like anal beads because they were just round. They were just circles.
Beads.
Yeah, they were just beads, and they
Yeah.
were like pretty big. And one of them, they were brown colors. I mean, they were definitely shit colored, but definitely got teased about it.
I feel like that's low hanging fruit. I don't feel like you
was.
should tease someone for that because beads. I want to say beads probably predate the anal bead. Like I feel like someone invented a bead as a necklace. You know, they invented a beaded necklace, and then they decided, what would it feel like if I crammed this up my ass? I feel like it's like the chicken or the egg. I mean, obviously, we could go on in a debate about which came first, the rosary or the anal bead. But I have a feeling that something like the rosary, which is a beaded necklace that Catholics use to pray, I'm probably going to go to hell for saying rosary and anal bead in the same sentence. But I kind of feel like beads were invented and worn as jewelry prior to someone getting the grand idea of jamming them in their ass. And a wonderful idea it was. I wish we could honor that person. That would be like if we had a PornHub holiday, that would be like the Santa Claus of that holiday. That person who invented the cramming beads in their ass would like come visit everybody and like fill stockings with
what? Like some lube or something?
Well, semen was the first thing that came to my
Semen
mind.
was the first thing.
Just wipes his dick on everything in your whole house, your whole apartment. Instead of, like for the kids at Christmas, you gotta pour the milk and leave out a few cookies, and then the kids go to bed, and then you gotta nibble one of the cookies and drink half the milk, so it looks like Santa was there. This would be like the kids go to bed, and you're just drawing giant like cock smears all over the wall and the carpet and the couch, and you draw a cock smear on the cat and shit like that, and the kids are like, "Oh, the anal bead man was here. He wiped his cock on everything."
Oh my goodness.
And you just got just cock smears everywhere. And I think this is a wonderful holiday. Yeah, this is really shaping up to be a wonderful holiday. So, the guy who invented anal beads is going to be kind of the patron saint, the Santa Claus, the Saint Nick of our PornHub holiday. And
you should draw a picture of this guy. Like you should.
And he wipes his cock on everything. He doesn't eat cookies and drink milk.
I mean, it's not going to be able to be explicit, but I'm thinking you could put it on. It could be on our website.
Yeah.
And so you can make this guy, and we'll just know that.
All right. Anybody listening, if you know who invented the anal bead, or who even invented the concept of putting beads into their asshole, please shoot me an email, jason.almy@teamalmy.com. Shoot me an email. Let me know what's up with the dude who invented cramming beads in their asshole. And we can go somewhere with this. I think we can really build something quite nice. It would be great if it was spaced out a little bit from the other holidays. It'd be great. But I think we can really build something very nice.
Something great.
Yeah, we can really build a great holiday. And I mean, imagine.
Maybe we can have a parade.
A parade would be fucking amazing.
And maybe we can impact the
we need
the
to
economy.
have we need to have an awareness
An
day.
awareness
Impact,
day, for sure. Have safety tips. We can get
anal
some
bead
sponsors.
safety tips. Google that. Anal bead safety tips.
Yeah, we can get some sponsors like KY. I'm sure they'd be excited. There's some like home, some like sex toy.
I feel like there's a lot of people who would buy into this.
They'd get excited.
The sex party consultants would all buy in. They would.
It'd be a big day for them.
Obviously KY and all the condom manufacturers. I mean, they would. There's a lot of money in porn. I feel like Brazzers would jump in. They would do like a 12 days of.
Maybe they'd give us some free porn.
PornHub day or whatever. Yeah, I mean,
free day of porn.
What do you mean, dudes? That we would only get free porn that one day because the internet is not filled with fucking free porn right now. I have fucking opened my computer and it's like.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah, I mean, you can't look. I don't know. Hey,
tell me about what you know about free porn.
Hey, what do I know about free porn? It grows on fucking trees. Okay, there's fucking porn everywhere. I mean, you can't. You literally. You can't Google the word fucking, ass fucking, tit fucking.
Is that what
jizz.
you Google? Is that what you Google and
Sometimes,
it comes up?
Sometimes. I mean, not all the time. Sometimes I Google like how to do my biochemistry homework. But, you cannot they're like Dunkin's in New England, right? There's like a fucking PornHub on every corner. They're all over the place. I feel like you can't give away porn these days because there's just so much of it on the internet.
What does PornHub mean?
It's a hub of porn. I mean, like a hub. It's like a hub. I don't know, hub. The word hub implies that it's a center of there's so would
that be a
on.
website, or what does that really mean?
The hub is the effective center of an activity, region, or network. So it's the center of an activity. Porn being that activity. So PornHub is like, this is where you go. And I understand. I mean, I wouldn't know because I've never been. I don't even know if PornHub is a real thing. I mean, I keep saying it with authority like I know, but I don't know. Clearly, I don't know if PornHub is a real thing. It's not too clear,
actually, to me that you don't know.
Oh, well, at any rate, I think the reason it's a hub is because you can go there and you can search for particular kinds of porn.
So you really think there's actually, you can put in something in the internet that is equating to the PornHub, and then it just opens the door to all things porn?
Yeah,
is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that you type in www.pornhub. Not on this. This is the work computer. I'm not doing that on a work computer, please. So you type in PornHub.
Incognito, can't you?
I'm not. I ain't doing it on this computer. Look, this is not a drug and porn computer.
I'm intrigued. I've never heard of this. This is probably something. What do they teach guys this in elementary school or something?
Well, like I said, when I was in elementary school, there was no internet.
There was no internet.
There was no PornHub. I mean, if you got really lucky, one of your dads or one of your friends' dads would have a Playboy, and you'd be like, "Oh my God, boobies!" But there's no. I mean, now you can watch.
Read it for the articles.
You can watch a guy fuck a fat lady's belly button on the internet. You can watch a dude.
Belly button?
Yeah. One of these 600-pound life ladies. You can watch the dude literally lube his dick up.
Have you seen that?
And yes,
You've seen that?
Brian, you fucking son of a bitch. You know what, Brian Peterson, this is your fucking fault. This is about to happen. I'm about to show you what Brian sent me the other day. And for anyone listening, be glad you're listening. This is good. It's good that you're listening. But no, you can find the thing about PornHub is you go to PornHub and no matter what you like, if you like just regular guys fucking chicks,
that's
cool.
HTTP or HTTPS.
You don't even have to type that part in.
You just type in PornHub?
Just PornHub.com. Not that I know and not that I'm being paid.
Know.
I'm not being paid by PornHub.
I wish we were.
I am about to show my wife a video of a man doing a lady's belly button, and it's a big lady. Yeah. He's in her belly button. Do you see that? He's getting the whole thing in there. She's big enough that he buried. Oh my God, she's intrigued.
Why does he send you?
Let me show you the next one. No. Hold on. Let me show you the next one. But we got to hold it close enough to the microphone that the audio is audible, okay? All right? We got to make sure that people hear the audio. And why does he send me this stuff? I don't, he's got a fucked up friend who sends him fucked up shit. So he sends me fucked up shit, and everybody else he knows fucked up shit. So this is a dude getting kicked in the nuts. This is, I think it's a Colombian dude or something getting kicked in the nuts.
What is that one?
She just punted. Hold on. We gotta finish one before we go to the other. Okay. She's just going to town on his smack, dude. Oh God. I'm not even looking, and I hear the noise. I don't
understand why you would do that.
I don't get it either.
What's the one above?
I'm going to show it to you. We're going to get to it.
This is crazy stuff, Brian Peterson.
Yeah, he's going to be on this podcast. He's going to be on the next episode.
I look forward to that. We have some talking to do, Brian.
Well, Brian's a great guy. I laugh my ass off every time
I'm
I hang
sure.
out with Brian.
Interesting.
Look, it's
Have you guys ever been on a date?
Well,
interesting stuff to be sharing
because it's never been just
fellas.
It's never just been me and him. So
Is that
I wouldn't call it a
disappointing?
date. No, it's not disappointing. I'm married to you. What are you talking about? Okay, so here's another video. I'm ruining my wife on air. We're just gonna. All right, this one.
Let me see.
Okay, hold on. She is.
Oh my! What?
Hold it close enough to the mic, though. You got to hold it. Look, the audio needs to go into the mic. So she's, to describe for the listeners, a man has placed his scrotum on a table, and a woman standing on the table is stomping on his ball sack.
But that was like...
She's trying to make fucking wine out of his grapes on the fucking table. Look, it hurts. Am I into this shit? No. When's the last time I asked you to step on my nuts during sex? Never. Thank you. Never. I'm not into it. But look. First of all, the sounds that this guy's making when that lady steps on his nuts, combined with the face you're making right now, is the most fucking hilarious thing I've ever fucking seen.
So confused. Like, why would you at all? Like, that could really hurt.
Yeah.
And
there's some real
damage.
There's some real risk.
So terrible.
There is some real risk.
There's some fucked up people, man.
But the idea is to try to illustrate to you that it's like different strokes for different folks. Everybody's into some weird shit. And doesn't it make our love life seem so vanilla?
So vanilla.
That you have never stepped on my nuts before during sex.
Yeah. I mean, we can work on that. I don't even think, I'm not even willing to.
You're not willing to?
No, you need to give me a baby, so nope.
That's kind of where I'm at, is like, I'd like to reproduce first, but I love that dude.
And then after, it's more fair game.
Look, I think fair is fair. So if I get you pregnant, you're gonna have to mash my nuts until I come. Say what?
I really want baby. Cheers.
I do too. Let's drink to that. Let's
drink to having a baby.
Yeah, let's clink our glasses filled with whiskey together, and say, I hope you get pregnant tonight, and that kid is definitely not born with fetal alcohol syndrome. I definitely hope that kid is not born with that shit.
Gynecologist said that the first couple of weeks of pregnancy are very forgiving.
Oh yeah, that's
which
good.
Is good. Which is good, probably for every adult.
And when you think about it,
dealing with life is tough. They're probably having some alcohol.
Well, that's very much true. And a lot of people are even quite intoxicated when conception occurs.
That's true.
So you get shit faced. You go fucky. You're like, whoa, shit. 2 weeks later, hey man, I'm fucking pregnant, and I've been drinking like a hey, guess what, y'all? I'm pregnant. I've been drinking like a motherfucker. Let's pop open this bottle of Knob Creek to celebrate my pregnancy. I'm gonna fucking drink half of it. So yeah, cheers to you getting pregnant. What would
you do? So like, if you were a server, bartender, whatever, and somebody a female came to your bar and she was preggo and she wanted to order a drink.
I mean, I'd be like,
clearly preggo.
I'd have to ask, like, is this for you?
Would you?
I probably would, because you know what? If she's like solo and there's no one else at the table, she's not like, oh, maybe she's ordering for her husband. I might think maybe he got up and went to the restroom. And so, is this for you? Like, are you ordering this for your husband while he's away peeing?
You can't refuse service.
I kind of feel like, but can't you though? Can't you say, look, we reserve the right to refuse anybody? Like, because seriously, if someone comes into your
I would want to refuse service.
But if someone comes into your restaurant though, and they're not, I mean, like, let's say they're wearing something that's exceedingly offensive. I mean, if someone comes in clan robes, what are you going to do? Seat them? No, you're going to be like, yeah, look, I'm sorry, you're fucking wearing clan robes. You please leave. You're going to offend everybody in the fucking restaurant. You got to go. Like, look, this particular Applebee's is not
support the
plan. We do not support.
Speaking of, I couldn't even watch the whole thing because it was so ignorant, but I was watching.
That's ignorant.
So ignorant.
That's ignorant. That's just ignorant.
I was watching a short documentary on the Klan, and these backwoods folks talking about how the Klan is strong and all this. It was just so infuriating. Like, I don't even understand how people still have any spark of those thoughts still. Like, it was so painful. Netflix.
Yeah, that was on Netflix. How many people do you suppose are in the Klan in the United States? Like, what do you think? Because you just said the
They
guy
said
on the
also.
documentary said that they were going strong.
They were. They said they were adding members.
But, like, what's strong?
They showed. I forget what the hell it was.
Like,
It
there
was
might actually be more listeners
definitely
to this fucking
South.
podcast at this point than there are Klan members.
No. That's what was scary is that they were definitely throwing out numbers, and who knows if it's inflated, but they were indicating that their numbers were continuing to grow. And one of the things they were showing on TV, and they all look like white trash. They definitely, there were no business folk or
They weren't, like,
educated
worldly.
folk or no,
Yeah,
there was nobody like that. It
No
was
one with
like
no
in the
one with
woods,
PhDs who's traveled the
open
world. Yeah.
No, open fields, like just look like white trash. And
So, you mean you have to actually...
and it was like new members.
But the group has to be limited insofar as they're not adding worldly, well-traveled, well-educated people. They're adding...
Stupid people. But
Yeah,
there's a
so
there's a
there's a
plethora.
cap.
But
But-
there's a big cap. It's not
Look-
like it's a shallow pool of stupid
Well, no.
people.
Let me kind
Take
of
another
unpack
drink?
that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd love another drink. Shit. But at any rate, there
Unpack
is...
it, baby.
Yeah? Well, first I got to pack it in. Then
And
you got to
then
push it
unpack.
out. 9 months later. Yep.
Yes.
Yep. I felt it move, I think, when you made that sound. At any rate, there are probably more like dipshit, redneck hillbillies than we would like in the United
sure.
States. There's more. There
Stupid
exists
people.
more than we would like for there to be, but at the same time, that number is limited, right? There is a cap to that number. It's not an infinite number. There is like, okay, here's the limit to...
Well, there's not an infinite number of people, so that kind of
Exactly.
goes-
So there's a cap.
Yeah.
So you have to say, well, okay, if there's X amount of million people, what is it, 300 million people in the United States? Something like that?
That was like a while ago. I don't know if that's still current, but probably
So-
around there.
So, there has to be some sort of like demographic limit, some sort of maybe scientific approach that you could take in order to like, okay, how many people are really like,
Stupid or in the Klan?
well, I would think that there's probably a pretty good crossover of both of those things. Like,
I'm sure there's
as we noted, there's probably not a whole lot of people with like a IQ greater than or equal to 100 that are also Klan members. There's not going to be that crossover.
It would be scary
right?
though if there is. So I'm sure it's again like the bell curve, right? So there's probably the majority of the people who are in that terrible bucket that are ignorant. Who knows? I mean, I don't really know. I've never looked into what's like the background or what's the experiences of somebody who would go into the Klan. I mean, I'm making assumptions, but it's not educated.
But I think you're smart enough, and I think that many of our listeners are smart enough to know that, or to make certain presumptions about the type of person that would join the Klan.
But isn't it more scary to think if there were educated people who were prescribing to that line of thinking and that being that racist? I mean, it's more scary to think if they did have a collection of well-educated people. I feel like they would be a little bit more dangerous, because they could probably do more damage. They could rise up or whatever.
This is kind of an interesting historical tidbit, but there was a Superman radio program in the 1930s. And it was like Adventures of Superman. They had voice actors that did all the parts and stuff like that. And as a part of that radio show, at various times, Superman fought the KKK.
Good for him.
Yeah, so...
Fuck them up.
Exactly, and he did. And the popularity of that radio program at the time, combined with the fact that the KKK was cast in such a negative light in that show, actually, they say that it significantly reduced the KKK like popularity, their ability to recruit new members, because people were like, "Fuck that! I like Superman." And
that's what we need to do on this podcast.
Well, yes, I think it probably does not need to be stated that we do not in any way, shape, or form approve of any such behavior as Klan. Yeah, of course, the opposite.
Makes me
Go
so
see Black
mad.
Panther. Don't join the Klan. Go see Black Panther. All of that stuff. So
So ridiculous. I couldn't even believe it. I just can't even believe.
But that's why I tend to think that I mean, I think that the membership, they're not. I don't think they're doing very well. I mean, I think maybe in this documentary they were interviewing actual Klansmen, right?
Yeah, and
So
and what
I
was
think
interesting, they were so bold about it. They were so open.
Well,
It's like, don't you know, people think like really dislike you for doing this.
But the thing is, I think that
Infuriating.
because they were interviewing Klansmen, the Klansmen were probably saying like, "Oh, well, we're doing a great job recruiting," but are they really? I mean, when I say I'm doing good, can you trust me, or do I really mean like I'm fucking terrible and I want to shoot myself? Probably I'm going to say, like, you ask someone how they're doing, they're going to say, I'm doing pretty good. They're not going to say, oh, well, I spent 30 minutes this morning with a gun in my mouth and narrowly escaped killing myself because, I don't know, whatever. I just feel like they're probably going to sell themselves as doing great when maybe they're not doing so good. Because, I mean, who really looks at that lifestyle and thinks, man, that's appealing? I think you look at that.
What's scary is I feel like there's probably a good amount of people who do. So this is saying 130, but I don't know what 130 is.
130 what? Is
I
that
don't know.
Tens of thousands or?
It's not giving.
Groups 2000 to 2016, 130. Okay. This just must be the number of groups. This is active Ku Klux Klan groups over time.
So their max was 221 in there in 2000.
It looks like we were doing pretty good in 2014. They got way, way down. That was like their low. But it looks like they've ramped up over the 2000s, at least in terms of the number of groups. That probably correlates to membership, but it's not indicative of...
No, and I doubt they have a solid, count,
Honestly, I'm not even sure you should be Googling Ku Klux Klan on this computer, because this is my work computer. They're going to get some fucked up ideas about what I do on the weekend.
Nobody's actually looking. They have time to look at your computer.
Regardless, I would feel much more comfortable if we did not Google.
So 42
Ku
different.
Klux Klan
I'm just going to ignore what you're saying. So 42 different Klan groups are active in 22 states as of June 2017. So 42 Klan groups in 22 states. So half the country. Probably most are the South.
So, but do we get does anybody estimate the...
Yeah, right here. Nationwide, there are still an estimated 3,000 Klan members and unaffiliated people who identify with Klan ideology.
Okay, so that 3,000 not only includes Klan members, but people who identify with that ideology who are not actual members of the Klan.
This is good.
We're talking about 3,000 out of how
good.
many?
I'm so glad it's that
hundreds
low.
of millions. Oh, it had to be that low.
Yeah.
I was going to guess under 10,000 people.
Look at you. You would have been right.
I would have been right.
So the largest Klan reportedly... That doesn't feel like good English. The largest Klan reportedly don't have... What did a Klan member write this? The largest clans reportedly don't have... Or shouldn't that be doesn't have?
The largest clans reportedly don't have more than 50... No, that sounds grammatically correct.
Really?
The largest clans reportedly don't. No, the largest clans do not. Clans do not.
Does not.
No, clans does not.
You're right.
Are you eating that granola yet?
I did have some granola.
Did you have the granola?
I did.
You snuck some granola in.
I snuck some in. I didn't sneak it in, actually. It was right in front of you. Okay, so
I was paying zero attention, apparently.
So the largest Klan reportedly does not have more than 50 to 100 active members, and most have fewer than 25. Good, right, good. So I hope they dry up
they can fuck right off.
Vagina.
Well, no. I mean, look, I hope Grandma gets more action than the KKK does.
You know what? That's a good point.
Because you know what? Grandma deserves the action. Grandpa deserves the action.
Yes,
but
they
the KKK
don't.
can fuck right off.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I think we're in agreement there. That's no good. But
I hope they're all impotent.
Yeah, if you watch that movie Idiocracy, how all the dipshits are reproducing and all the smart people aren't having any kids.
Mad.
And then it's like the whole world is just full of fucking idiots. It's a great movie, Idiocracy, if you haven't seen it.
Talking about infuriating is people like that. That just burns my ass.
I think the thing to really keep in mind is we're talking about such a small minority of human beings in the United States that...
Just bullshit they even exist.
It is.
Why? How could you even... okay, so this is what kills me. So you have absolutely no control over what family you're born into, what race you're born into, what SES you're born into. Nothing. That has absolutely nothing to fucking do with you. So for you to think that you are that your race, your ethnicity, your religion, anything is more appropriate, more real, more whatever than anybody else is such bullshit. Like, you have nothing to fucking do with it. Because your skin is white or black or whatever, you had nothing to do with it. So
wait, hold on. You're saying that because my skin is white, that doesn't mean Jesus loves me more?
No, and it's so infuriating. But like, why? Like, how people can think that makes me so mad. Like, it's so,
But
because your parents are rich. Like, that ain't you. That has nothing to do with you. You didn't make that money. So
their parents are rich and they join the KKK. Are these two things connected? Or
they're not connected. They're not connected. It's just
because it's probably poor people in the KKK, right? Because they're dipshit rednecks running around the woods with like half a shoe. And at any rate, we agree. But please just try to find solace in the fact that there are so few of these human beings, and that the vast majority of human beings in the United States are not subscribing to that type of ideology. And that an unfortunate byproduct of the freedoms that we have is that we do allow some people to be dipshits, but look at how few people are choosing to follow that ideology and to subscribe to that. So that's a good thing that we're all free to do whatever we want. Any one of us could join the KKK tomorrow, but most people don't. Like, the vast majority of people don't.
Most people,
and that's good. That's
they
a
don't
good
join.
thing.
But I think we disagree a little bit on this topic. I think there's still a lot of, racism, and there's still a lot of that mindset in our country today.
Yeah.
And I think that 3,000, who knows how they're able to get at that data? Where did that even come from? Like, what survey?
Well, it's got to be a tough thing. It's got to be a tough thing to survey because of the fact that people do tend to, if one has a repugnant, people are typically aware of whatever feelings they have or opinions they have. They're aware that this is socially repugnant feeling, so they do tend to say, well, I'm going to keep that shit to myself because...
And only speak amongst other people who that's socially
acceptable. So they have like a secret handshake?
Yeah, they probably do. But like, it's not as if we surveyed all 300 million people and got a definitive response of this is how many people in our country.
Well, and at any rate, you would never know. So I'm sure the way that they got at that data,
underscored.
The way that they got at that data was certainly to connect with whomever was the contact person for whatever these clan groups that they're tracking, and say, look, what's your membership? We're putting together a piece. We just want to know how many people you got, and then they reply, this is how many people we got, because it's not like there's some national registry for it or some shit. So they that we know of. Ooh, that's very conspiratorial. I don't know how we got from anal bead Christmas trees to a very serious conversation about the
mad,
Klan,
and now it just got me all mad.
I know. I can tell you're like almost as riled up as I was about fucking Sprint.
I feel even a little bit more mad than you were about Sprint.
I think maybe your social justice senses are tingling a little bit. But again, keep in mind that despite everyone having the option to be bigoted and to join these groups, the vastly overwhelming majority of people do not support these groups. So the good thing is that everybody has a choice, and that almost everybody is making a good choice to not support these groups.
See, that's where I feel like I don't know if I would say the vast majority is choosing... Like, I don't know. That's where I don't feel like I'm knowledgeable enough to know, is it really... I mean, maybe the KKK, okay, they have a small group following, but how does the rest... how do we fare otherwise? Is it, are there... Like, what's the level of racism in our country? Like, what's the... I don't feel like that we can... It's not a parallel, statement with the KKK.
Maybe not, but I would think that the two
racism
correlate, though.
But it's in different, there's different levels
You
of
mean
it.
there's like there are varying degrees.
Definitely.
There's a spectrum of
Yeah.
where the KKK would be on one end of the spectrum that's very extreme. Yeah, they're very, very extreme. Whereas you might have other people in the and you might even have people that are maybe engaging in behaviors that they're not even aware of necessarily consciously, that they still have a bias and they still have this. And I think that's a big thing for people understanding their biases and like really trying to. But I mean that comes with an educated individual who's intelligent, who takes time to like introspect a little bit and think like, okay, well, what's going on?
Because it's generally very intangible. It's just an intangible part of life. For some, I mean, I don't want us to go down this rabbit hole too deep, but
I feel like we've probably gone too deep as it is.
So, like, I feel like
a little too far. Anyway, check the KKK documentary out on Netflix and become socially enraged as me and my wife have done. That these injustices continue to occur. It's bullshit. Fucking motherfuckers. Okay, hey, while you were ranting about the KKK, I think Brian sent me another video of somebody getting their nuts stomped on or something like that. So let me see what I can show you.
Such an extreme of conversation.
It is really an extreme of conversations that,
we're not going to have a podcast just talking about X-rated shit. Just saying.
Wait, just talking about dudes getting their nuts stomped on? Why not?
That won't be interesting.
Well, I don't want to have a 1 hour podcast about how we're talking about we disapprove of the KKK either. I mean, I think that kind of goes without, or it should go without saying that we disapprove of such things. Is that a pot brownie that you're chewing on, or is that's the dark chocolate covered quinoa? I just got to hear this dude shout again. Poor bastard asked for this. That girl is wearing nothing but panties and fucking boots to kick this dude's nuts. She's literally naked except for some fucking boots so she can kick this dude in the schmack. Oh my god. Damn. I like that he's shouting in Spanish or Portuguese, whichever that is, instead of English, because that makes it even better to hear him get kicked in the nuts. And then, how's it going over there? I feel like we're still, how are we gonna get the vibe back?
I know, maybe we should do some. Well, let's bottoms up on our drinks.
Bottoms up on our drinks. Cheers. Cheers. Cheers to you getting pregnant, by the way. Mm-hmm. And there's a kid who absolutely will not join the KKK.
Definitely not join the KKK.
The fruits of our loins will do no such thing. Mm-hmm. So there you go. I mean, we're already making the world a better place simply by reproducing. Simply by reproducing and passing on our wonderful values. That
It's true, kid.
That is true, kid. Well,
That's true.
I guess it has been just about a fucking hour, and just to prevent us from going on even longer about the KKK, and I mean, honestly, I kind of feel like we could talk about anal beads on trees some more, and like the dildo tree topper, but maybe we should wait for somebody to email me about the, the guy who invented cramming beads up his ass, or maybe we could just research that after this, but probably a good time to call it an episode and. Get on about our life. Maybe go to Netflix and see if we can watch some documentaries that will enrage us socially, and we'll just get. I can't believe these people still exist in the backwoods somewhere. Let's just burn down the South. Like your General Sherman did to our Atlanta. Just burn it down. At any rate, so for the one poor bastard still listening to this, Tom, I appreciate you. Thomas, I love you. You're a good guy. You're handsome. You're strong. You got big muscles. You look good with no shirt on. You look good with a shirt on, with a shirt tucked in, with a tie. Thomas, we love you. Tell Thomas you love him.
I love you, Tom.
Tom, you're a great dude. Appreciate you. Appreciate any of you other bastards that have been listening to this shit. If you didn't get bored as fuck by now, hey, way to go. We're still figuring this shit out. All right. Peace out till next week, motherfuckers. Nobody join the KKK.
Nobody join the KKK.
If you join the KKK this week, anybody joins the KKK this
We're going
week,
to come beat you up.
don't even fucking listen to this podcast because we got no fucking time for you, motherfucker.
Yeah,
but if you do know
that.
who invented the anal bead, please
let us know.
Shoot me a text or shoot me an email, jason.alme, A-L-M-E, at teamalme.com. Find me on Instagram, hit me on Twitter, all that fun shit, and tell me who invented the anal bead. All right. Peace, motherfuckers.
Bye.